All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with a short message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High, a higher has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I want to say that I don't know what's going on with my laptop. I'm trying to get it to charge, and it's still not being very. It's still not going. It's not. They don't want to act right. I put it like that, and I'm trying to get it to do something here. And if not, that's okay. I'm going to. Uh, Shalom, shalom. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. And this topic is about, first of all, Sister Deborah. I'm totally organized tonight, but where my spirit is at is a total different place. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now it's charging. Okay. So, Sister Deborah, okay, it's time to talk. Let us talk here. You know, today I have been dealing with a lot of understanding. Uh, and a lot of us, not even say us, but a lot of people don't know what understanding is. The understanding is the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. It comes to bring to you understanding. Understanding of what? The wisdom, the knowledge, and then He comes to give you the fullness of the wisdom and the fullness of the knowledge. He gives you the understanding of not something, of all things. It just depends on where you're at in yourself and also in Him. But He has been perfect in my life. Uh, when I don't understand something, I might have the wisdom, I might have the knowledge of it, spiritual, but I don't have the fullness, the full understanding. And that's why it's so important to have that which is come to abide in us, which is the Holy Spirit. And without the Holy Spirit, we are lost and cannot be found. Without it, we can't do without the Most High or higher. We can't think. We can't feel. We don't have anything that we could do without the Most High or higher or higher. And the sad part is about it, we go around living our lives as if we are in full control over it. But I say unto you, I've learned today things that I knew, but I say He clammed all on top to give me the fullness of things in which I knew, but because of the day that we're in, I liked how He kind of opened the door for me. You know how someone opened the door and let you go in. I like how He allowed me in first of all, and then He opened the door so I can just walk on in. And I walked in there, and I'm like, oh my, ahaya, ahaya, what is going on? I learned a lot of things today. If you are not learning every day something you didn't know from the Most High or higher, you need to double check, first of all, yourself and find out, do you have the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh? I spoke yesterday and the day prior that we're in a time, not a time, we're in an hour where, believe it or not, you should know it if you have the spirit of the Most High in you. You should know it. Yes, you should have actions. It should show that the Father is abiding in you and you are abiding in him. It just show. It should show. Something you should be able to see about yourself, that's different. Okay. And how you see things, not like everybody else see things, because that's not it either. But it's when you're able to see into things and you bothering nobody. You don't go trying to be holier than thou in front of no one, or you ain't trying to force no one to understand what you're saying. You just at a even level, and you have accepted the things he brought to you, and you just say, okay, it is what you say, Father, that it is. And we're in such a critical time to where the way that things are being seen, heard, and taught is wrong is 100% right. And right is 100% wrong. And people are living it to the fullness of that lie. Wrong being right and right being wrong. And they don't have no problem. No problem, none whatsoever. But when you know that you have the Holy Spirit, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, living in you, you abiding in him, and he abiding in you, there should be something about you yourself, that can identify your relationship with the Most High or higher. A lot of people thinking it's a thing where you wait what I'm going to see. Time will tell. No, baby, that's not how it's gonna go. See, we make up our own excuse and reasons so that we can continue to walk the way we are walking, but yet we don't have and show no identity or no actions to show, or no talents, none whatsoever. But we feel that we are the close of the close to the Most High or higher. Isn't that something? I mean, it's just nothing. And the reason why I say in this hour is because it's something that you should be able to identify with the Most High or higher, because there is so much wicked and evil and darkness out here. You should be able to identify something that's going on in you, within you, that represents not the world, but the one that you say that lives in you. There, and honestly, like Sister Deborah, I can say several things that is going on within me that I can identify that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing, because it's like saying, I'm not asking you to walk in perfection and perfect, to look this way, to act this way, to do the things that everyone say you have to do according to be representing the Most High or higher. No. See, as I said before the foundation of the world, everything was finished and completed. So a lot of us, we are overworking ourselves for no reason at all, because we think that we're going to pull one over on all the people, and a higher is not going to bring the light forth, your darkness forth. Okay. And it's where man can see that you ain't the light, because a lot of people, not even say most, but a lot of people right today feels that they are saved, they have the Holy Spirit, they have the Ruach HaKodesh, and they just feel that way. But when you ask them, okay, well, what are some of the what is something that's in you that identify within you that greater is he that is in thee than he that is in the world? They couldn't even tell you. They wouldn't be able to tell you. Why? Because there's they don't know how, because they haven't been even taught enough to even fake it just to make it, in a sense, make it what you say it is, what you say you have the Ruach HaKodesh. They don't even know how to fake it. They feel this all comes by saying it, and the world have to accept it, which the world do have to accept. If you say you have it, that's you, between you and him. You know, only he himself knows. You don't even know if you have it, because he knows. Because if you let everybody else say anything about the Holy Spirit, everybody's saying, "Well, I have the Holy Spirit, I'm saved," or "I have the Ruach HaKodesh." Everybody is claiming to have this spirit, but no actions, nothing is being revealed that says that you actually have the Ruach HaKodesh, or you actually have the Holy Spirit. So what I'm saying is, we all have somewhat the desire within us, but don't get the desire mixed up with his spirit, you know, and who he is and what he stands for. Because, let me erase this here, because of the desire that's in us, that to be saved and to represent the Most High or higher, to be a servant of the Most High or higher. So I say, in this day and time, it is time. It is time that we identify what is greater in us by our actions, by our not our feelings, by what his who he is and how we feel him in us. Because you're going to run up on a lot of people, and people are going to just say, when I have the Ruach HaKodesh, or I have the Holy Spirit, or I have the Holy Ghost, you know, or I'm saved. You know, everybody is going to start claiming that, so that they won't be identified as one that doesn't have the Most High living on every side of them, in them, around them, and in the midst of them. So you're going to have a lot of people claiming to have this here wonderful power resting within them. And it's not for us to say when you don't have it, or you don't have it, or you but it's for of the Most High or higher to say, it's high time that you search within you and see if there's any actions, anything that identify the Ruach HaKodesh or the Holy Spirit within you. Don't continue to live tomorrow and after tomorrow, not knowing if greater is he that is in thee than he that is in the world. Something happened to me, say about an hour ago, and it led me back to it led me back when I was a very young girl, and how the Father would come to me and he would tell me things that's going to happen, or things that's going to come upon me, or things that's, or even about the family members or people, the neighbor, or I never knew how to juggle that as a young a female, even as a teenager. You know, I never knew how to juggle it. All I knew, it was special. And I knew that it was the Most High or higher. I knew that that was his spirit in me, but I never knew how to juggle it. You know, like, what am I to do with this, and how am I to take this? And I didn't used to go to my mother and tell her until I think I was like a sophomore and a junior. That's when when I was a sophomore, that's when I started explaining to my mother that these things that I have, that I can see things and I know things before it happened, and so on and so on. But she tells me that she always knew that I knew things. And I'm like, how does she know? But she used to tell me that. So about an hour ago, it happened again. And it happened like it did back in my young days. And it kind of threw me all the way off because I'm like, okay, Father, here we go. Here we go. I was putting something into the oven. And the first thing came to me was my youngest sister. And at that moment, I began to just pray and say, Father, bless her, touch her right now, and I knew not what was going on because there's so much been coming to me lately. I mean, in the last 6 months, just coming. And you really don't know how to channel it because you know that it's nothing you could do outside of say a prayer. So when I went down, bent down and put the pan in the oven, that's what came to me, my youngest sister. And my phone was in my room charged up, being charged. I had it on the charge, the plug charging my phone. I said, let me just, and I said a slight prayer. I did. And I said, hope she's okay. And Father bless her, touch her right now. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. So I said a prayer asking the Father because she came to me. She came to me when I was bending down, putting the pan, not the pan, the item into the oven. So what, about 20 minutes passed and I'm thinking, okay, let me get my phone so I can listen to something. And I was going to bring it into the kitchen. But when I got it, I had my oldest sister had sent me a message. And I said, oh. And she said, ring Doris. And I said, wait a minute, Maggie is my oldest sister. But she's saying Doris, my youngest sister, the same sister I thought about when I was putting the pan in the oven. And she said that she's in the hospital and they're going to keep her, and her blood pressure was low, and they got it back up to normal, but they said that they're going to keep her overnight. And she said, she got that bad heart. And I was like, I knew she had that, what is a pacemaker or whatever for your heart, and she had that put in, but I had no idea that, she'd been having a lot of problems lately. And that's what my oldest sister was saying. And I was like, now see, first thing I did, you know what I said, y'all? Let me watch this here. I'm going to show you how I don't let nobody ever tell you in there. Because listen to this. So here it is. Once I hung up from my oldest sister, first thing I start saying, I start washing dishes, and I start saying, but Father, you know how you normally do. You give me a head up. You always give me a head up. I say, now here, she came to me when I was putting the pan in the oven, and my sister texts me, but I say, what is actually taking place? He said, Deborah, all day, all that time, all day, have not your sister, your youngest sister, been in your presence? Meaning, I guess it's something he was doing. He was placing my sister in my mind. You see what I'm saying? And in my heart. But he was telling me, you know how I do it. I gave you a head up all day. Because don't you remember when you was in the car? How many times did I bring your little sister up to you? And then I just said, I froze, you guys. I'm like, you sure did. So that's why I say it was like it used to be, where he would bring things to me and make sure it's sealed in me as a preparation. And when he brought that to me today, when I was asking him what was going on, he said, but Deborah, I've been telling you that all day. And he has. But it's kind of showing you how life itself can, so much can be going on, and you can be trying to do so much to where you ain't paying attention to what he's saying to you. You know he's talking to you all day long, all night long, but you're not paying attention to it like he used to come and he'll tell me, okay, this is going to happen, or this here is like this, so and so is right here, so and so is going through this, and throughout the day. So that's what he was telling me. Deborah, didn't your sister come to you today several times when you was in the car? She sure did. So what took place an hour ago, he was saying that, Deborah, I've been giving you the upper hand on this situation early in the day. And I said, oh my Father, you sure have. Hello, everyone in the live chat. If you got anything you would like to talk about, let's put it out there, okay? And let's discuss any and everything. So it's nothing that we can't talk about, okay? So that's scary for me, though, you guys, because the reason why it brings it's scary is because it brings me back to the way he used to deal with me. He used to always give me, prepare me for any and everything. And he don't come just say, "Bo, this is gonna happen," and bam, bam, there it is. No, not the one I serve. He always prepares me. I think I told you all about Philip. He prepared me for Philip's death before Philip was born. And he prepared me for Lauren's death before he was born. See, Ahia is one that he says what he means and he means what he says. And if you are of his, let me tell you something. He's going to prepare you for whatever have to come upon you. Why? Because he wants you prepared to handle the things that he has already orchestrated you to go through, or you to things that happen in your life. So I give him all glory and honor and praise for that, because he took me back today. He said, now, didn't I tell you that all today? He said, didn't she come up? What did he say? No, he said, when you was driving, she was on your mind 3 times. And I'm like, 3 times? I said, yeah, she sure was. And it started this morning, you guys. So he was just telling me, I've been on you. I ain't left you. I haven't forsaken you. Anything that's going to come up on you, you're going to know ahead of time, Deborah. I have always did you like that. And even when I was a little girl, I already knew if any situation I was going to have in school, I knew it before I got there. I didn't have to do anything. It was just him always preparing me. So I say unto you, even to today, we have to see how the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, some people call it the Holy Ghost, is living in us, and how he's revealing things to us and showing us things and teaching us things from the inner man. We have to have some sort of action within us outside of nothing. You see? So it's important to search ourselves. I mean, flesh and spirit. And somewhere in you, if you say the Ruach HaKodesh is in you, there's some sort of action that's taking place in your life, you know, that's showing you the power of him resting therein, within you. So because of the things that's actually happening today, you know, everybody is it's just like everybody is making right wrong and wrong right, and it's all well. Why? Because this is how he prophesied it to be. Everything's still on time. It's going according to what he have said in time past, and we're not missing a beat. Okay. Oh yes, he has to, because I think it's also keep you from going crazy. You know what I'm saying? He has to keep you from really, flipping and going crazy. And each one of my Philip, when he came into the world as my son, he would have been 36. And Lawrence would have been 37. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But both of them, before they were born, he had already prepared me. Uh, Even to the point where when Philip was born, I bought so much new stuff. I got so much, all the family members, everybody bought Philip so much. And I didn't have no problem packing it all up. Some of it wasn't even open, and sending it to my sister in California because her son was going to be born. I think he was like 3 months late after Philip passed away. hmm So I boxed all that and shipped it to her, to California. She had so much. Oh, she had so many things. So and I didn't have any problem with that because of everything that Ahia does for he's gonna prepare you. He's gonna prepare you, and you're not gonna take it like everybody else take things. You're not gonna see things like everybody else see things. You're not gonna feel about everything that the world is feeling and how they feel about things. Period. I want to talk also about something we never talk about, and I never spoke anything about it, but I'm gonna go on and speak on it because it's been on my heart for 3 days, and I figured I said I'm gonna kind of stay away from it because it's with the world. It's so connected to the world. I want to tell you all that there are those who are in the fame, the wealth, and tied up with a lot of darkness, of evil, and uh, they have a lot of finances. And I want to tell you all, many of those people, it is not that easy. It's not easy at all to just step into something and think you're going to step out of it. Mm-mm. 99.1 trillion, you just can't step out of what you step in. You know, uh, it's a price that once you step in, there's a price you're going to have to pay. A lot of people don't know that with a lot of the things that the elites have done and has taken full control over many people in Hollywood, and taking control over their wealth and the power that rests within all of that. I want to tell y'all what else comes with that. And what else comes with that is uh, threat. Mhm. Biggest threat you can ever have on the face of the earth comes with all that as well. So we think when they can get in and they can come out. Like say for instance, the basketball guy. I look at his situation. I said, now he can come in, he can come out while he got a chance. But if he went back in like he did, he'll never be able to come out. He had his opportunity. Why you say that, Sister Deborah? Because I think the Father gave him the opportunity to make a choice, not for the Hebrew Israelites, no, not for the true Jews, no, not to know who he is, no, to know who his nation or his tribe, no, it's to know Ahia. That's it. And he decided that instead of knowing Ahia and to get to know about the Most High, I'm going to go back into the darkness. You see? Now, he has a better chance, and he had a better chance, but yet there was some threat there, but not to the point where he couldn't get out. I believe that the Father had gave him an opportunity, a door out, and he decided to go back in and rest therein. But I think his opportunity wasn't for the Hebrew Israelites. It wasn't for Sister Deborah. It wasn't for his wife. It wasn't for his children. It wasn't for the fame. It wasn't for the wealth. It was for you know how people would get a chance to do right. I think that was his chance. That was his chance to make a difference in having the full control of not allowing the darkness to overpower him. And the reason why I say that is because he wasn't that like Kanye and Beyonce and all these other Europeans, they also hooked up in it too. Don't think they ain't in it. They in it as well. Uh, but I believe they got such a heavy threat on people like Jay-Z and Beyonce, and I think they had it on Michael Jackson. I think they had it on Prince. I think they had it on Kanye. I think they had it. And one thing I'm gonna tell y'all about Kanye that's different. The weight that they have on Kanye, they got a lot that they can hang Kanye with. Oh, a lot. A whole lot. Why? He had all them babies. He had all them babies. And I believe before they could have a seat in the elite's wicked and evil domain, they have to give up one or even two of their children. They have to sell their babies out. Mm-hmm. With Kanye, there's something strange about that whole situation, because Sister Deborah see him with all them babies. And I'm saying all it takes is one of them babies. I ain't saying take the baby life or anything, but that's all they might have used to bring him to the low of the low. It's not so much as taking billions of dollars. Okay. He's not looking at it like that. It's what they used to. They know that if they wanted to bring him down to the low of the low, all they have to do is go in there and mess with them babies. And I believe that, just like Beyonce, her daughter, Beyonce mama didn't sign up with the elites. Beyonce and them had to give up their first. All of them, they have to give up. Like Michael Jackson, his father had to give him up to the elites. This thing is really deep. It's deeper than deep. And Michael Jackson sent a word for us. And this one particular guy, he was explaining to me something, and let me listen to what James Brown said. I was like, no preacher on the face of the earth could have said it as well as James Brown said it in one of his songs. You see, go to Tupac, same thing. Many things and many word that has been set here to warn us. But the thing about warning us of how the elites, the wicked, the principality in high places got a rope around their necks and they can't get out. So they always through the music trying to send a message to us not to get in it. You see? But it's just something about our state of mind. We don't want to hear. And it has, like the Father told me, stiff neck, rebellion, Deborah, and disobedient. See, that means that we don't want to hear it. We just want what they're going to give us, and we want to settle for it. And I believe Tyler Perry, I believe Oprah. You notice Oprah never did get married. Oprah never did have children. Look at Tyler Perry. I think he had a child by now, but I'm just saying, same thing. Wealth of the wealth, but yet can't do anything for their people. It's because I believe that they have threatened these people so bad. And I don't think, I'm gonna tell you what I'm looking at. I'm gonna tell you how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it as not the threat of just, if you do this, we're gonna take you out. I think it is a threat of tormenting and then take you out. That's what I believe. They have put a lock on them to where they have to stay in a certain on a certain line with them. If they come off that line, they're going to do. I really believe that. I really believe that they're going to always do that. And it's not going to change. Why? Because Deuteronomy said they are entitled to. Deuteronomy 28 says their job is to destroy us and crush us. Okay? So You still have to go back to a higher with the whole situation. But I believe that many of them would like what's that, P Daddy or whatever his name is. I think he is loaded in it. I think one of their number one game is a lot of that men messing with men. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a part of the elite. That's a part of their, because they've been messing with babies, especially blue eyes and blonde heads. Oh, baby, they've been doing it for, you wouldn't even believe how many presidents have participated in that sort of you all is going on. Always have been. I mean, I was in high school when I heard about they have this gathering and it's off the chain. And they take children. And they have it. I think it's once every 3 years or something like that. But it's a lot of stuff that's going on, and a lot of things that they're being able, they are allowed to do. But see, this is the problem. See, there's two power punches here. And both power punches is controlled by Satan. There's two power punches here. What's this guy named? Elon Musk. This is why I have a problem. I have a problem with this. Because I said to the Father, I said, Father, how is it that no one can see this guy? The first time I saw him, I knew he was cloned. The first time I saw him, I knew he was cloned. And I said, well, I didn't say, okay, Father, this man is cloned. I just said, oh, that's not a human. That thing don't have, that's somebody else. That's something else. Always said that ever since the first time I saw him. And it's amazing how he's been buying things and taking over things, and no one look at that situation and see that, wait a minute, that man is not normal. You see? Only way I know that he's not through the spirit. I can see straight through him, straight through his eyes, straight through. And I know he's cloned. He's not human. Okay. I don't know for sure. I believe Obama is connected 100. And I was thinking, since I saw Donald Trump on the left and that Obama was on the right, but since that guy came up, I said, Father, he's got to be one, because he was given power. So it's as if he had no power, but he was given power. He received power. As if he just come out of nowhere and he received power. So I believe between those three, I think Trump is one that's put there to throw us off. I believe that Elon Musk and Obama is in this thing some way or another. And really, it's not something we should really do a lot of focusing and really get to try to deal with it and try to figure it out. Because when it all said and done, my Father's word gonna walk itself up and it's gonna walk itself out. That means no matter what the Father has prepared and have set there, it's gonna come to pass. And we're going to see it. We're going to behold it for what it is. And it's not going to be something that's no one is not going to see. You're going to see with your own eyes. And he even said that the 666 is a name of a man. So we know that my guess, I give or take, I say Obama and Elon Musk. That is what I have been saying Obama for probably 4 years. But Elon Musk, I think he's also connected because he just come out of nowhere. And when I say come out of nowhere, with power to purchase, to deal with the space, to deal with the media, with Twitter, just so many things. And I said, Father, look at this here. So much is going on, and eyes are everywhere in darkness. and can't see the wickedness that is before them in the darkness. I guess if you're in darkness, you can't see anything that's in darkness. You just take it at face value for what it is. But I believe that he's connected. Those two are connected. A lot of things what they're doing now is seeing who they're going to blind us with for the end of this year and the first of next year. They got to blind us so they can come out with their next move. All this politics and you notice it's not as potent as it normally is. That leads me to understand that whatever they come out with, it's definitely going to be to kill, steal, and destroy. Mm-hmm. And nothing else. And nothing is coming to make people get this, get this, get this, get this, get this, have this, have this. No. Them days are done away with. They got to get this country to match up with Revelation, the prophecy. And as for us, I have spoken to you all several times about Deuteronomy 28. The good thing about Deuteronomy 28, even though it sounds so harsh and sounds so bad, he ain't coming until we are recognized as destroyed. You see? Why? Because the whole overall, it would say that the whole curse is being fulfilled. We as a people have started so much on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patriot, all these other things, and we're covering up to make things fit us as if we are righteous. You don't. They're not cursed, but we are. Their foot is not on their neck. They're on our necks. It's somewhere in this, because we have denied. We say one thing with our mouth, but our hearts have fully denied that we are actually cursed. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something that you didn't know it before, though, but a lot of times people don't catch it. Being cursed in this hour, to me, it is hurtful because I see it for what it is and what he has orchestrated it to be, and how Sister Deborah is going to be able to see these things, because he said you're going to go mad just for the sight of what you see. When he said that, it's almost like he's saying, Deborah, I'm not going to allow this to come up on you. But the way it's going to come on you is what you're going to see. Because he said you're going to go mad. So I'm going to go cuckoo too, because of what I'm going to see at the sight of what I'm going to see. So you see how I still can't escape it. You see? But the ideal of destroying the mindset, to me, like I said to the Father today, it's over. Their mind is gone, Father. It's gone. Their mind is nowhere stayed on you, Father. Their mind is nowhere focused on you, Father. I said they just had, and see, a lot of things we don't understand is going all over the world. Why? Because he said what is taking place is going to be in this day and time, in this hour, it's going to be seen all over the world. Okay? And this young man, as a basketball player, that went all over the world. And the world sees that this young man made us not uplift, and the world don't agree with the consequences. But what the world is looking at is something would have to be very wrong with this individual to have an opportunity to come out of from under the elites and be at peace. Instead, he goes right back. And when now listen to this. First, everybody was hooping and hollering that he was done the way that he was done. I'm going to show you where it showed everybody wrong. I'm going to show you how it showed everybody to be wrong. Everybody was hooping and hollering how they did this young man. He didn't do nothing. Nope, he didn't do anything. They did this, and they doing this to him. They doing this to him. They just trying to make him do this, and buck breaking and all this. All these men got all these messages. One guy said, I didn't have nothing but a couple of thousand subscribers. I got 25 new subscribers in one day. You see, all what? Because he's covering this issue too. But the problem is this here. When the world have seen this young man, he had the best opportunity to come out of darkness into the marvelous light. He had the best opportunity. This is a man that is a tribe of Judah, most likely. You see how he take on going the way of Ahiah versus going in the way of the synagogue of Satan. He chose to go into the synagogue of Satan over the light of Ahiah. Isn't that deep? Oh, yes, he did make that choice. And I'm going to show you how Deuteronomy 28 has been fully fulfilled. Look at how the Hebrew Israelite men and men that don't even, all of them was for this young man when they did this to him. Oh, they did this to him. They wrong. They wrong. They wrong. When Shaq wrong because he should have supported him. They went against a lot of other brothers because they did not support this young man. It was so thick, but where was it thick? Around the world. The world saw us being showing that we didn't have the sense here. When they see Kanye around the world, only one supporting Kanye is Negro men. They supporting everything he's doing. Okay? But no one's feeding this man any light, any spirit and truth, any righteousness. No one's taking him and said, okay, you know, this is it. This is it right here. Not one Hebrew Israelite man would go to that brother. But then they can't go if they ain't got it either. So you see where you don't have any support from your Negro people, period. It's damn if you do and damn if you don't. So what happens? The world is seeing us as a people not having any sense. Because this young man had the opportunity of a lifetime to gain peace, to walk in toward the light. And he looked at the whole world and said, no, I love this darkness. I got to make it back to this darkness. I love playing basketball. I love the wealth, the fame. I love everything in the midst of this here darkness. Elites in the midst of synagogue of Satan. This is where I want to go. He did. See, you all think that, and this is how Negro men think. They looking at it, oh, when it's okay, he held out long enough. You know, he's okay. He had to think about his family. I'm like saying, do y'all understand this guy's wealthy? What are you talking about? You see what I'm saying? Negro men will support wrong over wrong over wrong. They will stand on a mountain and support unjust and unrighteous. See, they supported him when the elites dogged him out, and they supported him when he decided to go back into the rectum of the elites. They still supported him. You see what kind of mindset they have? You see their mind? It doesn't matter. Kanye don't have no support. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Because if you think these Negro men is going to support you in anything that's righteous or support you in doing what is right, you can hang it up. You can hang it up. Ahiah said, when I said stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient, Deborah, first and foremost, I was saying this is where they were, this is how they were to me, Deborah. Now, if I'm the creator, And their mindset is like that toward me. They're going to be like that no matter where they go. Always. And that's another thing. No one really can. This leads me back to a topic I was talking about as far as their actions. People were grafting and wanting to hang on to what these men were doing out of wanting them to set a new pace or a new revelation of, wait a minute, y'all, they wealthy and they coming forth and they say they're Hebrew Israelite. They said that they the true Jews, or they know their identity. You knew your identity and you went back into the synagogue of Satan. You tell me if that ain't deep. Now see, Hebrew Israelite men, nor Negro men, they gone, y'all. That lets Sister Deborah, a prophetess in the wilderness, realize, okay, I got you now. I got you, Father. I got you. Now to them, they thinking, oh, they speaking up. They identifying who we are. They know who we are now, because these people coming up, and God is sending them to stand up and proclaim, what is wrong and what they lied about. I'm like, wait a minute. These people knew who you were all the time. They didn't take this basketball player or Kanye. What? But it's the slow mindset of the men. I mean, it took pastors. It took apostles. It took priests. People, these are our people. Not even say our people. Negro people. Okay? Hebrew Israelites. Look at the one, ICU, whoever went, all of them marched in New York. Worthless. Standing up for this man. Now, how dare you all show the whole world you finna march on behalf of this young man. This man looked at you all and say, you go on, y'all. I'm going back to the synagogue of Satan. Right in their face. We got this one so-called lady who says she's a prophetess, and she calling Kanye Black Moses, and she calling this basketball player, he's the black And I'm like saying, this lady is sicker than sick. I said, watch. This is when she first started saying stuff like that. I said, watch what happened. And I said that for every pastor on this devil platform, every apostle, every Maureen, every watchman, every teacher, every Negro would support this guy. And he looked them dead in their face and went and took the side of the synagogue of Satan. And people today wouldn't even know that that's what he did, but that's what he did. That was his opportunity. You know how you have an opportunity to make a difference in your life, and you chose to go back into what you want versus the opportunity to turn away from all that Satanism, that evil and wicked, where there's no peace and he didn't care if he didn't have no peace. He looked at Nick Cannon did the same thing, got on nationwide television with the Jews, and them doing same Negro men today, still today, applaud Nick Cannon. They go, Deuteronomy 28 has been fully fulfilled until they are destroyed. Our men of the tribe of Judah is totally destroyed. Now the problem is, and I don't even think it's a problem, it's what Ahia is about to do. What is he going to do? Once they are fully destroyed, I believe the Father is going to allow them to set in the furnace for a while. Because to me, if people don't see what just happened, how they took two people out of the synagogue of Satan, brought them into the Hebrew Israelite movement, and claim that they are people that Ahia have set there to bring them to a level of where an awakening, we the people, we the true Jews. And look at it. Next week, it's going to be even, you're going to see it. All of it's going to cease. And you're going to be saying, what was all that about? Why did that happen? Because Satan is showing you that Ahia is still allowing me to have my feet on your neck. And you too blind to see that I'm supposed to continue it until you destroy it. So I believe there is a period where Ahia is saying to everyone at the sound of my ear, at the sound of my voice, until you recognize that curse, you're going to remain here with their feet on your neck. Let me tell you why I said that. I wouldn't have said that. It just came to me that way. Because it's like saying, okay, you ignore the curse. So the curse is at the end. I'm going to the next stage. You ignore everything. Oh, well, let that foot be on that neck a little longer till you realize you are gone. You're destroyed. Because to come out of this curse and not understand the curse itself, something wrong, don't y'all think? Do you think that there should be a curse and you don't even know nothing about the curse? You don't know the beginning of the curse nor the end. You don't know what is the end of it because you don't know the beginning of it. You see what I'm saying? So I believe he's going to allow things to still rest where it's at. Because let me tell you why I said that. For him to bring it to my spirit and teach me it like he has taught me it out of Deuteronomy 28. For me to know that until we are destroyed, I'm not the whole house. So you get what I'm saying? I'm not the whole house. But when they start, you know how right now they going or doing a lot of searching. Negro men are doing a lot of searching. They searching their history to find out things about president. Look at how also another thing our Negro men are doing. Republicans and Democratic and all this stuff. And they doing a lot of searching. But they searching all the wrong things. Because the thing they need to be more focused on is Deuteronomy 28 end game. Now, once that end game come to them, I know it's hard for them. I know it'll be hard. I know it's powerful. It's too heavy. I know it. But if it's the only way Ahia comes in, bam, and end it, come on now, y'all. Let it be. It's no way he's going to let that curse exist. And the whole four corners of the world know we are cursed, except for us. And we're going to come in cursed and go out cursed and never really understood the curse itself. Does that make any sense? I don't know if you all, does that make any sense? How can we be cursed? And what told us we was cursed? Who told us we were cursed? What's going on with the curse? What about the beginning of the curse? What about the middle part of the curse? Oh, tell you what, when does this curse end? And how does it end? That is such a powerful message to every Negro man on the face of the earth. Every so-called Hebrew Israelite wanna be. That's the most powerful message, and that's all they have. They ain't got nothing else. They don't have nothing else. But if they come to it and they read it and they look at it and it sit and tell them, see, the whole world knew you was cursed. But you still refusing to own up to the curse itself for what it is. Then therefore, let me tell y'all something. I don't know if you all know that men love to, and males, they love to play those games. Those PlayStation 5 and 4 and Xbox. You know, men love stuff like that. What is their main ideal of buying all those expensive games and having those things and playing it? Their main thing is the end game. They buy it to defeat it. They buy it to defeat the game itself. They go hardcore day and night to get to the end of that game. You see the sick minds? See that sick mind? Now you can go out and play PlayStation, get a PlayStation 5, 4, 3, Xbox, and any other game system. You can play it every day you come home from work, even when you don't work. You up on the game system. They will play those games, not just not Hebrew Israelite men, Negro men, but men in general. The whole idea for the game is to play it and beat it. The end of it. Bring it to the end and beat it. How is it that our Negro men that calls themselves we the true Jews haven't seen the true end of you being the true Jews in the land of your captivity? But you want to say you the true Jews and you want to back off. Well, okay, what does that take you from here? They don't want to go there. So what I was thinking, could it be, but it'd be too powerful, y'all. It's just too powerful. It's too powerful for me to accept that I am the only one that sees the end game. It's just too powerful for me to see it that way. I'm the only one seeing it. I now believe that the stiff neck in them, the rebellion in them, and the disobedient in them is causing them to refuse to accept it and see it for what it will see. So that's where we are today. And that's where we're going to be. Because they're not going to really focus on anything outside of that. Now, why would Sister Deborah talk about that? It's because there's nothing else. There's nothing else. Because you can sit here, I can sit here and give you my whole lesson. I got probably about 45 scriptures. I can sit here and I can break it all down. But guess what? If a person don't understand the curse in which they are in, they know that they're cursed. They know that they're, only thing I can see is they're going to come to the conclusion that we are not cursed. That's the only thing I can see. They're going to have to deny Deuteronomy 28. Matter of fact, just like they deny in the Bible now, they're going to have to deny the Deuteronomy 28 to keep them for seeing the end game of it is that we are destroyed. And I believe the Father is saying that, you see this here, Deborah? I keep saying I did it. They keep saying they did it. I keep saying I did this. They keep saying they did this. I keep saying I did it. They keep saying they did it. You see? He said everything he tried to say to these people, these men, he said they're going to always counteract it and say it the way they want to see it and the way they want to believe it and the way they want to train everyone to embrace it. They're not going to, I'm telling them doing this one, they ain't going to stand on that. They're going to keep on going back. But he said, I tell you what, why is it they still cursed? Why is it they still in the land of their captors? So there's got to be somewhere where he's going to let us remain here. And we're going to get more and more destroyed, not just mental, but physical. I believe we're going to suffer a great deal. I believe that we're going to go through things that we thinking because this basketball player, because they banned him from a game. You think that's something, but see, that's the minds of the tribe of Judah. That's their mindset gone because they make something like that big instead of making these men get out here and get jobs and build up on their community and in their area so they can start supporting each other and come into some unity. So what all this stuff take place and is taking place right before their eyes right now, they don't care. They don't care. But the moment two of the synagogue of Satan's step out to say something to them, the first thing they do, what? These are of a higher. You see? This is the hand of the Father. This is his doing. How do you know? You can't even identify the curse, the end of your curse. But you can identify who you are. Okay, who are you? This is the sort of thing that's actually taking place throughout this country and all over the world. And I like what the Father said, because right now we're in a stage where the whole world is looking at us. And he's setting these two men go right back to the synagogue of Satan. They had the opportunity to come out in peace and identify and live a peaceful life. Kanye is out buying property and buying up stuff. That's not of Yah. Ahia is not going to cause you to come out of midnight darkness and still in darkness and start building, saying you building for who? Somewhere that's a setup. Got to be. It's a setup. It's a setup. It's going to be a setup. And I believe a lot of people are going to lose their lives. Yeah, that's a setup. Because he don't have the righteous power to be building up anything in the name of a nation of people. You don't have that right. You've been too long with the elites. Not only are they controlling your thought patterns, your mindset, and they got you out here cutting up and got us out here, not us, but I'm talking about people following you. That shows you we gone. So if their job is to destroy us here, they have done a wonderful job. They have done a one, because Sister Deborah sit back and I be telling the Father, I say, they gone, Father. They gone. He said, I know. And he knows it. That's why you don't see now one person preaching and teaching about the end curse. Because the good thing about the curse is once the people recognize that they have been destroyed because of the mighty right hand of the Father, end game. You see? The end game of it. Then that's when he comes and deliver them and take them up out of here. But he ain't coming until that's done. And the sad part is about it, who wants to wait until it get worse than the worst? And it's going to. It's going to. And that's what they're waiting for. I don't see how it can get any worse. But it is. It's going to get worse. Okay. I believe we have that. And I think it's the feeling of great suffering and sorrow is because it's been prophesied. And it's saying it's not going to let up. And he told us how it's going to let up. And whenever you see you're coming in cursed, that means you had to be cursed before you got here. And going out cursed. So when you leave off this land, you're still going to be cursed. See, they don't. And this is a sign that's showing that they are in full denial of Deuteronomy 28. They just want the ships and the slave, the oppressed. That's all they want out of Deuteronomy 28. They don't want to see into anything else. And I see people coming up with all kind of reason to make right wrong and wrong right. And I was like, okay, Father, there go another sign. Destroy it. Because when you make wrong right, right wrong, there's no Ahia in nowhere in your sight. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Ahia's not in the sight. It's in your presence. If you making wrong right, right wrong, if you can't make righteous, it says righteous judgment, you are not of Ahia. You are not of Ahia. And that's what you've been seeing among a people. But what these people don't understand, what the Hebrew Israelite movement and the Negro men don't understand, the whole world looking at you, your stupidity, and see that you ain't got nothing up here straight. They're watching you. They sit there and say, no matter if the person's wrong, they support them. They don't want to support nothing right. They only want to support wrong stuff. Synagogue of Satan controlling these two people, and these Negro men supporting them. And they praising the young man for fulfilling fulfilling the charge in which the elites has given him. And they praising him for that. Saying, I understand, man, you got to do what you got to do for your family. Baby, you're talking to a man that got enough money to take care of you and his family and many others for the rest of their life. What are you talking? See, the mindset is gone. They gone. It's another guy. What is it? Sanders or Sando? The guy that was talking all that wild stuff about women and everything. Look how them Negro men supported that. And how you sit here saying, Deborah, they don't have no sense of following rules. But yet they tell you all, follow the commandments and the law. He said, and they ain't got nothing up here to teach them how to follow righteous, how to follow just. But they want to be able to be a king, a leader, and ruler in a land of their captivity, ruling weak women and men. And this is why the great of everything has to come, is because the curse were never owned up to, are never accepted, owned up. They refused the curse itself, said the Father. And until they're able to look at the curse and see the curse was created to destroy them, not build them up. You see? So that's why they only have a chance. The only chance that they do have is to sell their spirit to the synagogue of Satan. And I'm honestly, y'all, a lot of us, we talk about the elites and the Jews and how they're the power of the. But now hold up. The Catholics is even powerful. They rocking right side by side with them. But probably even greater. The Catholics, the Pope and all of them. So you see what type of evil and wicked that one is dealing with. But I got some news to tell you. The Father said, put on the whole armor of a higher. He didn't say your armor. See, that's what people don't understand. And that's why I couldn't give this message today. Because what I realize is people are so far from anything righteous. They are so far from anything truth. They are so far from anything just. They are so far from them. So my topic was to be focusing on faith. Faith is one of his brands that he brand in you before you come down here. Faith is the substance of that which is unseen but yet believed. Everything that he was talking about, from Abel had faith to give his offering. Everybody from Abraham to Sarah having faith, those were people that was branded with faith in them, along with righteous, along with belief, along with fear. These are people who come down here to go into the soil. When the sower sowed the seeds, he put those in the soil. But that's who they were. They had faith. So we're running around here with nothing and thinking we something. And that's sad. And that's what I sit there and I was going to do this. And I said, you know what? Father, Yah, each and every last one of these. Listen to this one here. 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 9. 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 9. Holding the mystery of the faith in a pure conscience. Why is mystery of faith? Why is faith a mystery? Because in this last hour, still yet, there is a people who still can't comprehend anything. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 9, holding the mystery of the faith. What is faith doing? Wait a minute, hold up, Father, y'all. Faith got a mystery. See? Because here we are in the last hour, and 99 point trillion never knew you have to have a brand from the Most High or higher to have faith. And without faith, you will never enter into anything that has to do with the Father. So when Sister Deborah would be saying, people be putting on these clown clothes, people be thinking this, the outer man and trying to dress it and look it and do this and I'm this and I'm that. That's mouth from the flesh. That's mouth from the wisdom of the flesh. That's mouth from the wisdom, the knowledge of the flesh. But in spirit and truth, none of that is about anything. Now, it's saying hold the mystery of faith. See? And listen to this. Listen to this one. 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 19. Holding faith and a good conscience, which some having put away concerning faith, have made shipwreck. Have made shipwreck. They ain't got it. Holding faith. The reason why I was coming up with this topic is because I realized people don't get it. We can't just run around here and think that we got A to Z. We going as soon as the door is open. We're going to shoot through. As soon as he opened the door, we ready, y'all. We ready. Everything you must understand, spirit and truth. How do you know? It gave you the parable of the sower sowing the seeds, along with a lot of other parables he gave you to show you an example that heaven had orchestrated everything. How do you know if you've been sowed in the soil to grow? That's going back to what I was saying. Not saying you're a true Jew, not saying you the people, but where's your actions? Are you conducting yourself like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? No. And they could care less. You ain't never noticed. They could care less about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and how they conduct themselves before who? Ahia. You ain't never seen these men minister how those forefathers conducted themselves in the midst of Ahia. They don't want to mimic that. They only want to mimic how many wives they have. That's it. They don't want nothing else but the wives. That's how sick. Romans chapter 12, verse 6. Having then gifts. Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us. Whether prophesying, let us prophesy according to the proportion of what? Faith. Faith is spirit, y'all. It is not natural. It has nothing to do with your flesh. So when Sister Deborah says spirit of truth, it's a reason why. Because everything is under that umbrella of spirit and truth. That's why we trying to make people think, oh, you in there, you got it, you this, and you that, and you this. But they're not under the umbrella of anything that's spirit and truth. But they got the Ruach HaKodesh. You see? And they don't know nothing about nothing else. Okay? Galatians. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now you heard the Hebrew Israelites say, they sit here saying we don't have to do the law. We don't have to do the law. We don't have to go by the law. Listen to this here. If greater is he that is in thee than he that is in the world, he is the law. What is it y'all don't get? See? Because they can't stand to be up under the things that are righteous. They want to rest in the way their wisdom can understand, their knowledge and their understanding. But that's flesh. That's why they don't understand the Deuteronomy 28 and the end game of it. I would love it if we all would understand that, okay, he's telling them to destroy us. That's why we're where we at and what actually is happening to us today and tomorrow, because he told them to destroy us. So how we thinking we getting out of here without being destroyed? I don't know. Okay. But I like Galatians chapter 5 and verse 18. But if ye be led of the Spirit, that's what Sister Deborah be telling y'all. Go into the light. Desire the light. Rest in spirit and truth. Trust in spirit and truth. Ye are not under the law. Because the law is in you. And he greater than the law itself. So we have a lot of situations where he talked about, listen to this here. I'm just going to call it out. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 1. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 3. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 4. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 5. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 6. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 7. All the way down. He's telling you all from the beginning of the Bible, all the way down to the end of all of those that has been branded with faith. Starting with Abel, Adam and Eve's son, Abel. He had faith. That's why he was willing. That's why he was able to and happy about giving his offering. Don't forget, he was a teenager. See, a lot of y'all don't understand the spiritual aspect of this thing. See, that's spiritual. What made Abel give? How did he come up knowing how to give? How did he know he had to give? Just like a lot of people don't understand. Adam and Eve, Adam knew Eve, and they had Cain. It never told you Adam and Eve knew each other and they had Abel. Adam and Eve had Cain, and Eve said, the Father has given me a man child. But when it came down to Abel, she never said, Father had given me another man child. Y'all didn't get it on, because you got to understand the spiritual route. Abel came down as an angel for the work of a higher. He already knew that he had to follow that guideline. He came down with faith. That's why he was able to give his offering freely and happy. See, that's what y'all don't understand. Ahia got his down here. He even told you, I give my mystery, the mystery of me. You can find it. If y'all looking for it, go to a prophet of mine. I ain't talking about the prophets of the synagogue of Satan. Go to the prophets of mine. They'll tell you. Did they go to him back in the days? No, they killed him. So it just shows you it's everything he does, they go up against. It's a known fact. Okay. But all the way through Hebrew, go through Hebrew chapter 11. Just ride on it. Hebrew chapter 11. You see all those individuals, how you said it, came down with faith. They had that faith in them. They came down here like that, you guys. They came down here like that. So faith is not something that you can just say, oh, I got faith. You think, oh, I'm righteous. Oh, I believe. Baby, brands that has been branded in your spirit before you even got down here. So that's why I be saying to you all, people put on clown clothes and be trying to look the role and act the role, and how you sitting there saying, they don't know that the role was given to them from the heavens, not on the earth. And this is why I said sad, is because everybody is believing things in the natural and have forsaken the things which are in the spirit. Okay. And let's watch this here in Hebrew chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to a higher must believe. They're going to believe. See, faith. Now, y'all don't get it, do you? See, this is what I be trying to say to you all. Listen to this. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. Because if I didn't give you faith, you are not a mine. Now watch what he say. For he that cometh to a higher must believe that he is. Why is that? Because believe is just like the brand faith. Ahia has put it in them to believe. It's a brand. And that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. See, these are people of Ahias. That's the whole parable of the sower sowing the seeds in all the wrong places and only in one place, which was the soil. Those who received the brands: faith, fear, belief, and righteous. A lot of them receive the gifts of endurance. A lot of people call endurance long suffering. It's the same. You see? So he's saying it's impossible to come to my before me. Don't go trying to pray. See, I like that, because he's just saying, don't go trying to come to me just thinking you can just come to me and talk to me. You can't. I have branded mine for my name's sake. Here goes 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 13. For they that have used the office of a deacon well purchased to themselves. See, they made themselves a good degree and a great boldness in the faith. See, faith is just like belief and righteous. And see, that's what Abraham was. That's what Abraham was. He was counted righteous because belief, faith, fear, all of that was already put in him by Ahia. Okay, so I didn't cover all of it because I was dealing with the fact that, it's kind of sad that it's so much stuff that we as an individual are missing in Ahia, and we could care less. We don't have the heart and the desire to really worship and serve him. We say we do, but our action says something totally different, and it's okay. I want to let you know that it is okay. It's okay for you to be who you are to yourself and to others. Okay, I'm saying it as a prophetess in the wilderness. It's okay. It's okay. It's been okay with him, because everything he has done, he had orchestrated it from the heavens. So we know it's okay with the Father. And it's okay with Sister Deborah. It's okay. It's nothing that's going to flip over and change. It's nothing. This young man was on here, not young man, he was a black guy, and he's doing videos. He's a Christian. He don't know nothing about Hebrew Israelites. And even if he did, he probably wouldn't even want to go into that in this day and time. And he was talking about the dead in Christ going to rise, and they're going to be called up first. And he began to he was just talking about a lot of things. And he's talking about how he's just sitting back at home monitoring the earthquakes. Y'all, they having earthquakes big time, one after the other. But I did it myself too. I didn't even know they had that on Google, where you can look it up and you can see all the earthquakes and where it's happening and the level of the strength of it. You can look at it. And he was saying that it's amazing how many earthquakes is taking place. See, we went around here, we waiting for this word to walk itself out according to what we want to see, and believe. But Ahia said, damn, I'm walking that thing out. It is walking it all the way to the end. And while we're sitting here waiting and lollygagging and thinking that, okay, we wait for him to come take us up out of here. I think that when we see that we are being destroyed, because what would be the purpose of saying, now tell me this here, this is what's powerful. What will be the purpose of saying, and thou shalt go mad at the sight of what thou shalt see? Twice in Deuteronomy 28 at the end. Verse 34, and I think it was 67, you shall go mad. So who is he talking about? His elites. He said, not elites, elects. You're going to go mad for what you're going to see. So there is a reason why he wants us to see what we supposed to see. So what is you? Wait a minute, Father Yah. Wait a minute, Father Yah. Now you done struck something. If you saying to me, I'm going to go mad at the sight of what I shall see, why ain't they seeing it? You see the point I'm making, you guys? See, it was intended for us to see the curse at its fullness. We got over here and we rejected and lied on him. And still today, he said, if I tell them I did it, they study said they did it. If I said I did it, they study said they did it. So they're not accepting nor embracing and having respect that this was my mighty hand. This was my doing. And if they see it like that, then they would have to see the end game of it. And they don't want to see that. I've heard too many women get on here and teach all around Deuteronomy 28. I've heard all these men get on here and teach all around Deuteronomy 28. But what is wrong with them seeing the end game? What is wrong with that? It's because they are liars and truth is not in them. They want the world to bow down to their situation of this curse. And Ahia said he didn't create it for them to bow down to us, for them to how would I say it, to look at it and try to change it. See how we messing up? See how we're taking the Father? We thinking that, okay, well, we're going to make a Kanye and this man and Hebrew for Negro, to Negro or whatever. They're going to make a difference and they're going to do this and they're going to do this. And guess what the Father told me, you guys? I'm going to tell y'all what he told me. He said, Deborah, they gone. First of all, they thinking that if the world see that they are the true Jews, then they're going to get the wealth of the fake Jews. That's how sick they are. And the Father said that's the intent of the Hebrew Israelites, men and the Negroes. Their intent is to try to get the wealth. They do not give a rat's behind that they are the true Jews. Because if you knew you was a true Jew, you'd be on every mountaintop. You'll be in the highways and byways. You'll be on Chicago, New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, California, Florida, Texas, Atlanta, telling these men you ain't nowhere but in your own little corner, faking it until you think you're going to make it. And don't think how you see that. Yes. Not only do he see, he got his little property here too. Who see it? Thanks to him. I wouldn't have been able to see none of this unless the Father himself revealed it to me. But when he told me that, he said, Deborah, you don't get it, do you? I said, what is it that they feel that they can go get the three out of the darkness and let them represent them as the true Jews, and said they did say that this, and the Father said because they think the world is going to recognize who they are and going to give them wealth. That's what they thinking. They thinking they're going to get the wealth of the fake Jews, and it's nowhere biblical. He didn't tell them that. That's not the part of how you're going to deal with that. He said you came in curse, you're going to leave curse. A lot of them wants to do away with the book because they see that they've been lying to you all for so long. They can't keep switching it back and forth and turning it this way, making it this way. So they see that themselves are loaded with a bunch of lies and deceiving you all. So instead, let's curse this book. Let's say this book is not true. I'm waiting for them to say Deuteronomy 28 is not true. They said that it's not true, but then when you go into it and you see where it's telling you where things are happening and ain't it happening, and things that that took place, didn't take place, and how he gonna get victory. So where alone did he say, I'm sending some down that's gonna tell you what's true and what's not? No, because he is truth. He is spirit and truth. He said he will be your teacher. So therefore, we're supposed to be accepting him as our teacher, not man, not flesh and blood, not woman. I see these women on these devil platforms trying to chase a number just so they can reach a certain goal. And it's sad because they are not speaking no spirit and truth, but they want to be on one side of the fence talking about Ahia, on the other side of the fence talking about the world and trying to gain their subscribers and their likes. And they're doing it successfully. But in the process of it, Ahia say they still representing darkness like unto. He said that's what all of them doing, representing darkness like unto Kanye West and that basketball player. Because that basketball player, obviously, I'm gonna wait 2 weeks. They're gonna go right back to the synagogue of Satan. That's going back to the synagogue of Satan is this, you guys. When you don't come out from among them and be ye separate and saved, and you show the world that I'm going to worship my Most High, I'm not going back Yahweh. Take every penny from me. Leave me alone. You can have it. You see? They did identical to the rich man when he said, give him all your wealth and follow me. He looked at him and took his wealth and went on to, he didn't take his wealth, but that's what he had and went his way. When that's what these men did, the same thing. And these dumb Negroes, men on this devil platform still chasing them. No, that they helping us, and I appreciate them coming up and saying we are the people. You see how sick? That's the mindset of those who've been teaching in the last 30 years, you all on this devil platform. There are many that have been on here 20 years and ain't taught you nothing but movies and things that they done put up. And none of it carry any spirit and truth of the matter. Now, I'm going to hang real firm to Deuteronomy 28 end game. I'm going to stand on the mountain and proclaim that you are going to be and have been destroyed. So you might as well get with his program of you coming in curse and going out curse. And he ain't talking no ship. Some old ignorant prophet talking about, he said we're going to come in on ships and go out. He says you're going to come in curse. That means you was cursed before you got here. You're going to be cursed when you leave out of this country. They don't want to go there. No one wants to teach it. No one wants to reveal it. Everyone is playing a game. They playing with themselves. They have rejected him all the way to the end. Here it is. We standing in the midst of this curse, and it is a full denial by the tribe of Judah and by the Negro people who say that they are the true Jews. That's why I say, if you're the true Jews, why are you worse than the Jews themselves? The fake Jews. The synagogue of Satan, you matching up with them. I mean, come on now, you're matching them. So I wouldn't even claim to be the real one. If you sitting here profaning and disrespecting your creator the way that you are doing, he said, don't kill your brothers. What you're doing, you're killing up your brothers. The 10 Commandments said, love your mother and your father. 99.9. When I got on here, the father said, this is what he was telling me. He said, Deborah, 99.9 of these men don't have no respect for their mother nor their father, and have not respected their mother and father. But they holler to you all, keep the commandments, keep the law, keep the covenant, keep yourself somewhere and sit down. You see? Half of them ain't spoke to their father. Half of them ain't gonna have. He said 99.9 ain't spoke to their father, ain't spoke to their mother, ain't took care of their children. How you gonna rule something? Rule yourself somewhere, a seat, and sit down. You ain't got nothing to rule. And they still sitting back supporting these people. That shows you, that matches up with them being destroyed. That means that their natural mind is gone. It's gone. It can't think nor function in any type of righteous. It desires nothing that's right. That's why they call it right, wrong, and wrong, right. Because it don't want to have nothing to do with that. It wants to be wrong and wants you to see it to be right. I sit back and I watch things, even when I go into the store. I'll be saying, I said, now, what makes him think that's right for him to walk in the store, go in there and get what he wants, and walk out the door with it? What will make them think that's right? Gone. It's gone. Same thing with the females. It's gone. Same thing. What will make you go into a store and do anything that's wrong and feel that it's right? It's gone. So if they realize that this is gone, and a higher has assigned, appointed, and anointed them to crush you until you are destroyed, then guess what? It ain't your fault you destroyed. You get what I'm saying, y'all? You see, it's really simple. It ain't your fault that you destroyed, but a higher said it's his fault. So look at him. Recognize him. But they don't want to do that. They want to look at this here heathen. They want to look at the synagogue of Satan. They want to look at this white man. Yes, they did more than enough. But guess what, y'all? It was already in heaven to take them out. See, we thinking, oh, he gonna get them because they did this to us. They didn't know baby use a life from the pit of hell. They wasn't sold in soil either. So you all have to understand, give that power back to where it belongs, in the mighty right hand of the Father. He had orchestrated that all before the foundation of the world. He already know their destiny is in the lake of fire. So while we sitting here hooping and hollering and trying to make wrong right, right wrong, and they did this, a higher sin, bring it down. Recognize that you've been destroyed, because I assigned them to crush you and destroy you until. What you mean until? Until they are destroyed. Then that's when the curse would uplift. He see you destroyed. He see you bowing down to the fact that you are destroyed. He see you recognizing it was his mighty right hand. Come on. Now I'm going to take you on out of here. Just as you are, because you're going to leave curse. I'm going to take you up on out of here. But I believe he's still yet waiting for a people to recognize the curse itself. I really believe that. And because a lot of them still today would be wondering, well, why are we still in this curse? And why are they still doing us like this? And why you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't never owned up to it. See? And see, the Father wants you to see it for what it is, and then he'll come and take those that are his out of here. And that's why he says to his elects and to his prophets, you too gonna go mad. But at the sight of what you're going to see, why? Because you're going to see it for what it is, in spirit and in truth. You ain't seeing it for the natural. You seeing it in the spiritual realm, in the way I have prophesied it to go. You see it. And that's why you're going to go mad, because you're going to see it for what it is. And those others, they ain't going to see it. They ain't going to want to see it. It's sitting straight in their face. It's a full denial, because they live in what's right is wrong and wrong is right. And that's why it was so easy for them to take on these three Negro men and put them on pedestals above a mountain and proclaim that they are working for a higher. And even Kanye, he out there buying stuff, talking he giving this away, and baby, a higher don't call you to do that. You need to be hooking up with somebody like Sister Deborah that'll tell you a thing or two and let you know your money can't please y'all. You giving stuff away, and you opening up this to do this for this and this. That is not of y'all. That's Satan trying to throw off a mind that's already gone. That's all. That's all that is. And you're partaking in it as you have done in time past. So it's a sad thing, because I see all these guys. I look at them. I say, okay, these could be my son. Where are their mothers? Those that care for them. A lot of them don't have nobody to talk to. A lot of them don't have nobody that they can call up and talk to and say, well, I'm in this situation, and could I be wrong? And that's what he needs. He needs to know you wrong, bro. You wrong 100. That's the first thing I would say to Kanye. You wrong 100. And he might say, well, why I'm wrong and they okay. Then I take him to Deuteronomy 28 and bust him wide open. And then you know what he would probably say? You know what? So it ain't me crazy. No, you're not crazy. This is the orchestration. This is the architect of the mighty right hand of the Father. So then he'll know, well, you mean to tell me what they doing to me is okay? Yes, baby, it's okay. You mean I didn't do nothing? And all this time they been doing? Yes, it's okay. Here it is right here. What? And it's okay for them to do that? Yes, it is. Here it is, baby, right here. Ain't nobody never showed that to me. I didn't know that. See? Because your Negro men, they're stiff-necked and rebellion and disobedient. They're so busy trying to be whoremongers. They're so busy trying to deceive their own nation and destroy their own child birther of their nation. And they're going to sit talking about abortion, destroying your kids. You're destroying your own kids when you standing around here masturbating your seeds off. So don't come here with that crap. Tell spirit and truth of the matter of all of it. This young man that went back, hey girl, wait a minute, babe, wait a minute. Why you keep apologizing to Satan? You're apologizing to Satan. You couldn't have done nothing or say nothing that's going to change the devil's mindset. But when you go in and you keep apologizing to the Satan, you telling him, I love you so much that I want to be on your side. I'll do anything it takes to be with you. All you have to do, what you do to the brother. Come on, baby. Let me take you to Deuteronomy 28. Now, I ain't going to take him to the slave ship. I ain't going to take him to being oppressed. I'm not going to take him as being a slave. You're going to gain this and lose this, and they're going to do this, and you're going to do. I'm going to take him where it's at and let him know. It wasn't the Father's will that you gain anything that you gain. You gain that because you sold yourself over. And anytime you sell yourself over to Satan, he's going to give you the world. Then you take him to where Yeshua was on a mountain. The 3 times when Satan was tempting him. I'll give you the whole world if you just jump. You see? How he going to gain anything if he going to jump? Oh, the legion of angels going to catch you, huh? You see? But these men, they went right back to that Satan as if they are appointed and anointed to walk with Satan. And the whole Negro community sat and support them. 100. That shows you that they are not about Ahia and never was. Because Ahia is about what is right, what is just, what is upright. He don't want us to be putting people on pedestals who are not putting him first. Being a Jew is not putting Ahia first. It's not putting Ahia first. Being a Hebrew Israelite ain't putting Ahia first. He said, seek ye what first? The kingdom, which starts with him. And all shall be added. Oh, I can talk to him, baby. I can give both of them brothers. I can give Kanye something that'll make him flip over backwards and give up everything he got, even his kids, and follow y'all. But because you got these stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient men out here who have deceived their own nation to believe in things that doesn't make any sense, that has no righteous in it, that has no just. You know why? That's why you can't get them to unify. You can't get them to come together. They'll come together to kill each other. Oh yeah, they'll drive by and shoot you and your mom and your daddy and their mom and their daddy too. Oh, you can get them to join that. That's how easy it was for them to join these guys. Just as easy as it was for them to step in the light with these guys. That's how easy it is. Not one stood up and said, y'all hold up. This is not it. Now one of them would go talk to the brothers and let them see the truth of the matter. First thing I would tell him first, baby, hold up. Who do you serve? I will give him a higher. I will tell him about spirit and truth. I will tell him about the light and show him verses. But right now, baby, ain't nobody following the precepts. Remember the men was on here, precepting, lying, little here. Sit your tail somewhere and sit down. Precept your tail a seat and sit in it and shut up. It doesn't make any sense, all this role playing and all this clowning. Neither one of them is branded with faith, righteousness, belief, fear. Don't have nothing. But running this devil platform, trying to get likes and subscribers so they can get a check from the devil. And a lot of them that's receiving that is not of y'all. I want to let y'all know that. You cannot serve the devil and call it y'all. You can't do it. It ain't no different than Kanye over in the elites with the elites with the synagogue of Satan when you on this devil platform. That's just how deep it is. You can see this one here, but you can't see your own self doing the same thing. And that's what they're doing. Chasing that almighty dollars for subscribers and likes. That's why they can't bring before you all spirit and truth of the matter. That's why they can't bring the light before you or tell you this is the way to the light. No, they trying to tell you this is the way to my subscribers. Like and subscribe. I can show you that way. Because that way it get me a little check. You see? And don't even understand that's when you're in the rectum of Babylon. The system itself. You're in that system. Because that system is giving you a little to make you strive to get more likes and subscribers. And it's not winning souls, y'all. They're not winning no souls, no spirit to a higher. Not one. So when these people get on here and come telling you the things that they tell you, it's impossible for it to win people to a higher. Because there's no just in it. It's no belief in it. It's no faith in it. It's no fear in it. It's just man's flesh wisdom, flesh knowledge, and flesh understanding. Rumbling on all these devil platforms. So it's a lot of things I could have said to the young man. It's a lot of things I could have said to Kanye. It's a lot of things I could have said to the Kyrie. This other man with Negroes, I looked at his eyes and tell you I can box them up and down. He's not somebody you can trust. I boxed his eyes way before he even made that movie. And I said to the father, I said, hold up, father. Wait a minute, father, y'all. I said, well, what's going on with his eyes? He said, box them things. Deborah, what did that show you? He said, do his eyes. I said, but father, I can box them things. How is he making a movie about anything that has to do with any people? He can't be trusted. He said, I know he can't. See, this is why they don't want to come in the midst of nobody that a higher has. Because they know that they're going to be able to identify them. They know who they are. Because when, I think it was Negro, I think. That guy, I can box his eyes. And boxing his eyes means danger. Stay away. I was taught that, you all, when a guy was trying to get me in the building. And I didn't understand none of it. And then the father told me, did you see his eyes? I said, I saw it in the pawn shop. I saw his eyes, but he said, next time, you look at the eyes. I gave you the gift. Box them doing eyes. And if you box them eyes, it'll tell you what you need to do. You need to take off running. I said, boy, if I would have known that then, that would have been my life. I'm glad I didn't go in that building. Because he was telling me my mother's here. She wants to see the PlayStation. I thought he was really wanting to buy it. I had gotten like 2. And I had selling one to the pawn shop because I needed the money. And he was in there trying to buy one from the pawn shop. And I asked him, was he interested in that one? And he said, yeah, my mother gave me the money to come up here and see if they have one. And He said, "What?" I said, "Where you stay? Your mother staying?" And he says, "Grandmother around here at this here apartment complex. There's a trap, y'all." He said, "You can come on in so you can see it. You can meet my mother, my grandmother, and she can pay you the money." I said, "No, you can go on in." He said, "Yeah, because she want to see. She thinking I'm kidding. I want to show her I got it." They come in, never did come back. And the lady came outside. She said, "Are you waiting for someone?" I said, "Yeah, I'm in this car waiting for this guy." She said, "I just seen a young man run outside the back door with a PlayStation." I said, "Yeah." And just imagine if people would talk me to going in there. You see? So this is a situation I'm in, and I was put in, and the higher taught me that because I was on my way to move to Atlanta. And he was telling me, "Now, see that situation?" He said, "You saw those eyes." I said, "Yeah, I saw those eyes. I was wondering what was wrong with them." He said, "You could box them." And then that's when he's taught me how to box eyes. And he said, just like uh, um, the FBI and them do lie detective, uh, uh, put you on the lie detective uh, machine. He said, you can detect it by looking in the eyes. And then he showed me how and what the eyes are to look like and how to box them. Even if I could have a third box, it's just as worse. A third box is just as worse. Mm-hmm. Boxing it all the way around, you better run. The third box, you better run too, but not as close as it is when you're able to box them in put them, the eyes, the black part in a box. So I thank the Father for just so much stuff that I just thank him for being who he is all by himself and being there for me, even in the time that I was in danger. Because twice this week, I almost had a real bad accident. And he held me right in my lane in the sense of that, see, you didn't see that car, Deborah? And all you can do is just keep praising him because you know that he's keeping you. You know that he's protecting you. You see, you know that he's doing that. You see, and every time I'm in a situation where I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing and I can cause myself to have an accident or be hurt, I give him the glory instant. Just start praising him and thanking him because he know I ain't got no sense. He already know that. I don't have no problem with not having any sense. I came here like that, so it don't matter. So I like the idea that he revealed things to me and showed me because I said, "Father, you knew I was getting ready to take that lane. You knew I was getting ready to go over there." And that guy was coming at high speed. If I would have just went over just a little one, I would have been torn up from the floor. And I just said, "Thank you." And it happened like that twice. That was last week. And I just said, "Father, you're just so awesome." In a time of danger. And see, how can I as an individual deny who he is? Why would I waste my time sitting on this doing devil platform, denying him and talking yang doodle time? I mean, it's just not, it's not worth it, you guys. It's not worth it. It's too much to talk about, especially his glory and who he is and how to represent him and do right by him. But you know what? I wonder why people don't see him as a creator. You know what I'm saying? Why is it people don't see him to be all power? I guess because people don't know him. And the way that I know him is based on, like I told you, the actions. Him showing himself to me. He having the actions of him living in me. And we running around here just saying, we ready, we got this, we got that, we live in him, he live in us, and have no actions or even the testimonies to vouch for the things in which we said. You know, and to me, and I thought about it last night, I said this on a video. I say we should be able, any and everybody should be able to know if they have his spirit in them, the Ruach HaKodesh living in them today. You should know it. You should know it already. It is not something you wait for someone to tell you, or you wait for someone to say it, or you wait for you to feel something that you crank your mind up to believe you gotta feel. I mean, if he's greater in you than he that is in the world, well, how is it you can't feel that greatness, you guys? Why is that greatness not manifesting through you? Why is that? I sit back and right now I'm running my mouth, but you know what? When I get off of here, I'm still thinking about how he revealed that regarding my sister. You see what I'm saying? Because he started this morning. So he started before she even went to the hospital, preparing me that this is happening to her. You see what I'm saying? And he said, through your testimonies. What is your testimonies? Is your testimonies the things of the flesh? Or are your testimony the praises of his spirit? Because that's another issue in itself. A lot of people make testimonies out of a natural happening. But you got to make your testimony spiritual. Because it wraps around you and it lives with you. It goes every place with you. So you can be able to tell somebody something. You can be able to encourage somebody. You can tell somebody what you done gone through and what's going on. But if you ain't got no testimony, you ain't got nothing. And that's the whole sum of the whole matter. Seek ye the most higher while he can be found. I don't even know if he want to be found around about now, because he says finished. So much for that. But I say, I appreciate everybody in the live chat. It's good to see you. And Sister Deborah is going to end here. I didn't know I went over 2 hours. I keep saying I'm going to make it less and less, and I can't help it. I talk too much. I talk too much, and I don't care. So, Sister Deborah, hope you all have a wonderful night. And the high is going to make it right. All right. So Sister Deborah says, I'll see you again. Shalom and shalom.